Welcome, people of YouTube. Guy Gesh here again today. Thank you for joining me on another one of my videos. So, accept your emotions. I used to do this a lot myself, but many times what we do is we experience sadness, we experience depression or anger, and we run away from it. We run away from it, or we try and dilute it through, stimulants or distractions or anything but experiencing that emotion. We try to run away from it. So, the thing is with running away from things and not encouraging them and not encouraging the feeling that you're experiencing, what life's bringing to you, you're delaying yourself from leveling up, from getting to the next stage. Something happens to you, and because you're not coming to terms with it and you're not accepting your emotions and where you are, you're hitting a barrier. So you're constantly running away. You're constantly masking it, and yeah, it might turn round and you've managed to be fine for a month or a couple of weeks, but yet that problem is still there because you haven't fully come to terms with it and fully accepted it. Life isn't about just staying at being happy all the time, being on top all the time, never getting down, never having anything going wrong. That's not what life's about. Life's about experience. It's about an ongoing process that's happening to us that none of us really know what's going on. We're just experiencing it in his own way, in his own level. But accepting your emotions will make this process a lot easier and a lot more fluid. So if you are sad, if you are experiencing depression or things like that, be fully involved with it. Don't run away from it. Don't try and disguise it. Don't try and put a front on it or give your ego a load of confidence to make you feel better, because that's not going to help you in the long run. To get through these things, to get through these dark times, you have to turn around and face it, but not face it with the challenge head. You're not trying to defeat this. This is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to come to terms with it. We're going it with a bit more of an open mind and with acceptance. If you go with acceptance, you can feel these things, but it doesn't affect your whole life. It doesn't put everything on hold. You're not going to be affected throughout your work life, throughout your relationship, throughout your family life. It's not going to get on top of you because you're trying to accept it. Being in that stage, in that mind frame of accepting what's going on with your life, your emotions, what you're experiencing right now, being in the mind frame of accepting it, you'll be able to talk about it more. If you're trying to hide it, if you're trying to run away from it, if you're trying to disguise it, you're not going to mention it because that's the last thing you want to experience. That's the last thing you want on your mind. Talk about what's going on. Talk about your processes. Yeah, we might not have people to discuss things with, but write it down on a bit of paper. Talk to yourself. Do whatever you need to do. But I see many people throughout life who run away at the first sign of challenge, at the first sign of sadness. They run away from the problem and disguise themselves and go into self-destruct mode, and they inflict it on themselves. That's not a healthy way of living. It's not your fault you're experiencing what's happening. It's not your fault, is it? Nothing's down to us in that sense. If a tragedy happens, if whatever's happening in your life, try and go with more acceptance. Try and go with more open arms. Moving forward from this, teaching yourself to accept every single challenge will pose, but in a challenge of how can I get myself to base level? How can I get myself to approach this through a new mindset, through a better way? We don't have these epiphanies during meditation or on a yoga mat. We have these epiphanies when we get into stress and think, right, I'm going to treat it differently this time. I'm going to find a different way of working around this. Doing it that way, that's how we discover things. That's how I've learned what I've learned. I've been in some sticky situations and I've reacted a certain way. Got into a similar situation and thought, right, I need to act differently because what happened last time didn't work. Growing, developing, acceptance. Don't try and push and bury your emotions. Emotions are important because they're telling you how your body feels, how you feel. Connect with your feelings. Be comfortable with them. Sometimes I might get so sad that I need to cry. Sometimes I get blissful with joy. These two things are at the both ends of the spectrum, but the same similarities. I don't try to cling on to happiness. I don't try to cling on to blissfulness, nor do I try and push sadness and upset away. Accept them both and have them as a parallel. All emotions are important. We've got to experience everything. So don't try and shut one down and open up the other. You're trying to control too many things in your life. If you just harness this one piece of your life, yourself, in this moment, anything in life will be approachable. Anything in life will be achievable. But if you're constantly trying to construct your life into a perfect way, into a perfect form, you'll never ever get where you want to be. As I always say on this channel, peace and love to anybody watching this. Don't fuel your ego with confidence. It's a false sense of self. Go with acceptance. Accept your flaws, accept your insecurities, accept everything about yourself and about your life, and you will find you will have an easier time. You will have less stress, you will have less worries, you will care less about what people think about you, and in turn, the world will be a better place, because this is a knock-on effect. Always take it easy, keep following the channel. I'm sorry I'm late on the post. I've been working overtime. I've been very busy in my personal life and work life. I know that's no excuse for you diehard fans, but you've got to give me some leeway or leeway. Take it easy. Peace.